This video is going to cover content, and more specifically, it's going to look closer at what Drupal calls block content. Now, I want to start off with explaining what it is that makes block content so special. Block content is a piece of content that you can display in multiple spots on your website, but manage it from one location. And why that's so important is, let's say you have contact information in the sidebar on your site that displays on every single page. Now, if you need to update that contact information, without blocks, you would have to go to every single page to make that update. Blocks eliminates that by giving you one spot to go and update that information, and then it will be replicated across your site. So it's a way for you to efficiently update your content from one location versus multiple locations. So let's get down and take a look at blocks. Now, I have a page here, and there's a couple pieces of content that we're looking at here, and we just want to focus on the blocks. So how do we know what is a block and what is not? One simple trick that I like to do is I just take my mouse and I hover over my content, and what I'm looking for is this gear icon. This gear icon is a very good indicator that this is a block. And if we hover over this, you can see that there's a second block. So we have two blocks on this page. And how we know that for sure is when I hover over this, there's no gear icon. So this is actual page content. And then this is block content. Whoops. Now, there are two ways to go about editing block content. You can find your block on your page, hover over it, click the gear icon, and then configure block. And that's going to take you directly to a page where you can edit the different pieces of information. And let's just go ahead and show you how this replicates across. So we are going to take this out. So I just completely changed all of that content. Now, there are some extra settings here, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just worried about the content. So now, as you can see, that sentence has been updated. Now, how do we know that's updated everywhere? Well, let's go look at another page that has that block, which we'll just jump over to the home page. And here you can see demonstration to see, and it has our new sentence in there. So that's, one way to go about editing a block. Another way is to go up to structure, blocks, and then you get this block page. And what you're seeing here is a little extra information. So these highlighted words are actually regions, and what Drupal calls a region is kind of like a section on your website, is a way to think of it. So we have a content section, we have a first sidebar section, and we have a bunch more options in this theme. These regions will vary based on your site. So this could, you could see different information here, but it's the same concept. You'll have regions and you'll have blocks placed in them. Here we can see we've got a few different blocks placed in our first sidebar. And if we continue scrolling down, there will be quite a few disabled blocks, and a lot of these are just default blocks that come with Drupal, and these will get used based on your site needs. So it's not uncommon to see a bunch of disabled blocks, and it's not uncommon to see very few disabled blocks. It really depends on your site. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at our demonstration block. What we need to do is click Configure, And then here it takes us to that same edit page. So this is just me showing you that there's more than one way to get to your different blocks and to edit them. So there's two ways to find that information. Either find the page or just go and look at all your blocks and find the one you want. And that should help you manage your block content.